Happy Monday, everybody. We are back for another Monday Miracle, and today we are talking all about calming down a system. Now, this is probably the number one thing that we're working on kids and families with in this office: better sleep, calming down that impulsivity, that hyperactivity, those big emotions, difficulties with transitions. And we also see it in different ways, such as the immune system being hyperactive as well. And that was the case for this kiddo. Lots of allergies, some asthma, some difficulty breathing, and we're seeing that improvement as well. So this kiddo, when he started with us, when we start with all these families, we try to set some big picture goals. And so one was better sleep. One was lowering that impulsivity and hyperactivity, and one was for him to just simply feel more comfortable in himself and in life, right? He was just go, go, go. And to simplify that for you, we have two different sides of our nervous system. We've got a gas pedal and a brake pedal, or the fancy words are sympathetic and parasympathetic. And what we see all the time is that when life starts out a little bit stressful for these kiddos, specifically for this kiddo, right? He had a stressful birth where he actually had to be resuscitated after birth. And so that's a stressful start to life. We see that in all different areas with these kiddos, but the majority of it tends to start with the birth process or shortly after birth, where they go through some stressful events, and their system starts to know, oh, I guess life is stressful, right? I guess this is just normal. And obviously that's not the case, but that's what their body thinks. And so they start to rev their engine a little bit more. They start to spend more time in stress mode. Now, stress mode isn't bad if we're in a stressful situation, but we don't want these kiddos' nervous system to be spending too much time in stress mode, when in the reality at the very beginning of life, we want them to be spending more time in that calming, regulating, digesting, sleeping side of the nervous system. So anyways, we see this in a lot of kids. And for this kiddo, that was definitely the case. And so when we did our nervous system scans as part of our intake process, we were able to identify there's a lot of excess energy in this kiddo's system. His system is working on overdrive. And when that's the case, that is going to be the result of, probably relatively poor sleep. Probably gonna have, be on edge a little bit more. And so when transitions come or things don't go his way, there's more outbursts or big emotions or meltdowns or tantrums, whatever it may be. Mood regulation struggles was another thing. And so when we start to identify, oh, this is where that stress is really stuck in the system, it's not able to process it, it's stuck in that neurospinal system, and we get in there with our very light, very easy, gentle adjustments, and we start to remove it, and we start to allow that system to just function stress-free, or at least with less stress in it, right? Again, stress is not the enemy here. Stress is part of life, but we need to give his system the ability to be more reliable, more resilient, and more adaptable to that stress. And that's exactly what we're doing. And so over the course of time, we've been working on this kiddo, and he is sleeping better. He is lower impulsivity and hyperactivity, which we are noticing. They're noticing at home, they're noticing at school. Not as many big feelings, not as many of those outbursts. The transitions was really big for him to and from school, and then to and from spending weekends away from mom. Whenever he would come back, it would be meltdown city, and that's not the case anymore, which is absolutely an amazing thing. And then allergies and asthma was a big piece of it, and those things are still there, but he's breathing easier, more relaxed. A lot of times when he came into the office at the beginning, he'd be, you could kind of just hear him breathing, and he would be saying he would maybe occasionally be having a hard time breathing, and I haven't heard him say that in months now. So awesome stuff, and it all comes back to the nervous system. So like I said at the beginning, this is one of the things that we are seeing over and over and over again, is these kiddos who are just always on go mode. And so that can be an absolute superpower if harnessed, but when the nervous system can't get out of that fight or flight, go, go, go gas pedal, it makes it really difficult to do so many of the things that kids need to be able to do. Sleep well, digest well, immune system function well, calm, regulate, be social, control their emotions, right? Emotional regulation, all of that type of stuff. And so follow directions, right? Sit still at school, do homework, take a task from completion to finish, right? All of these different things. And so many kids out there are struggling with that. So if that's your kiddo, send us a message. We'd love to help. We'd love to get you scheduled, get those nervous system scans, get you some answers, and start working towards some goals just like we did with this kiddo. So happy Monday Miracle. We'll be back again next week. Have a good one.